Hello everyone, my name is Shauna Dewar-Siwik and I'm an independent distributor with GelMoment. Today I'm going to show you how to create these gilded jewel nails. I think of them as each nail being their own unique piece of jewelry, and it's actually a lot simpler than you might think. I know it looks fairly intricate, but I'm going to show you my own tricks to creating these nails. So just in the interest of time, right before this video started, I did 2 coats of Lovee on this nail stick, and so we're going to jump right into the next step. So remembering, of course, with chrome, we always need to be applying it to freshly cured polish. So I'm just going to get my chromes ready to go. And so I actually did a bit of a mix on my green chrome. Like, this is Northern Lights, but when I used it, I mixed it a little bit with Wavelength. But for today, I think I'm just going to mix it, just use it straight up. And then we've got Southern Lights. I also used Wavelength. This color is so cool. And then finally, I did actually a mix of Galactic and Milky Way in here, but you probably could just use straight up Galactic if that's what you have. And so we're going to move to the first step. So basically, I just kind of blocked off some zones with my chrome. Okay, so I just grab my chrome and I grab my applicator, which is kind of like a, I don't know, kind of like an sort of an eyeshadow applicator. And so I'm just sort of blocking off a couple areas. And there's no like rule as to where you apply it, but I'm just kind of applying it there to a couple spots, sort of just playing it by ear. I find Northern Lights is a little bit more finicky on the white, so we might end up adding a little bit more after I add Clearly Frisky. But this one you need to like press a bit more. Okay. Blow some of that off. Okay, so then I'm gonna move to, I'm trying not to put my hand in front of the camera. Let's try Wavelength next. So I kind of did like a big dot of Wavelength in the middle of my nail. So let's try that. And again, I'm just sort of blocking off areas. You have to be careful with the chromes, of course, because you don't want to, end up with them all over the place. So I try to kind of make sure I've got them all contained, and so I'm not getting sparkles all over myself. And so again, that's just some Wavelength. I'm going to take some Southern Lights. I don't know, I'll put some here. Oops. Let's see, put some here. And maybe over here. Now, if this doesn't go on perfectly the first time, you'll have a chance to sort of fix it right before you apply the matter effect. And I don't know, I'm trying to decide if I want to add a little bit more. I think I'll add a tiny bit more up here. And again, this is just me like eyeballing it. Every single nail that I did a little bit different. I didn't do them all the same. I didn't have a specific plan when I started. And then we'll finish off with the Galactic Milky Way mix. I just liked the softer look of with it mixed in with the Milky Way. And that's also probably why I mixed my Northern Lights with a little bit of Wavelength, because I really liked the iridescent quality of both of those. Kind of thought, let's try one with not all, blends of chromes here. Okay. So on its own, like already, I mean, that doesn't look like too much, does it? But I mean, it will look like more shortly. So after you've done that, I'm just going to get my applicators out of the way here. After you've done that, you're going to want to sort of, I tend to blow it off or just sort of brush it off lightly with like another brush, but that's kind of the idea. So I have a wet wipe here just to wipe up. So then you're going to take Clearly Frisky to seal this, okay? And now we are going to be using the matter effect, but you can't, I don't find that you can just seal the chrome with only the matter effect. Like, it will make it matte, but if you haven't sealed it with Clearly Frisky or something like that first, it can wipe off. That's what I've found. Okay, so now that that's cured, I'm just going to look at it and see if there's anywhere I want to add a little bit more chrome before I go to the next step. So I'm just going to add a little bit more there. You know, I feel like, no, that's good. Okay, and then I might add a little bit more of the Northern Lights. That's brighter than on my own nails, but again, I mixed mine with Wavelength. A little more Southern Lights as well. Now, one trick I have learned is that everything sticks amazing to Clearly Frisky. So if you ever have like a chrome that's being finicky, that doesn't go on quite as well as you want it to on your base color, you can always top it with a little bit of Clearly Frisky, and then for sure it will stick, like guaranteed, okay? Okay, and I'm just gonna just fill a couple more spots with Wavelength. And the other thing I've noticed is you don't need to be too careful, like, you know, blocking the chromes off, because what happens is once a chrome has like applied, it doesn't tend to, like, it won't apply over another chrome, like without layering another color on top first. So, you know, you don't have to worry about running like a color into the other one too much. I'm just going to quickly blow that off. Okay, so now I'm not going to seal that next little application with Clearly Frisky because I already did mostly. I just sort of touched it up. And so we're going to mattify this, and I guess it seals it maybe a little bit. And so we'll apply the matter effect. Now, if you don't have the matter effect, you could, after applying Clearly Frisky, buff the nail with the gray side of your file, but then you won't be able to touch up the chrome. Because then you'll just rub off any extra chrome that you put on there. Okay, so that's going to go under the lamp to cure as well. While that is curing, I'm going to get ready for the next step by putting some Raven's Kiss on my mat. I'm using a high contrast color so that I can see it when I draw on my lines for the next set. I'm also going to get one of my brushes from the Creativity set. This is kind of the fine, short brush from the Creativity set, and I find you have more control with it. Okay, so now we have like a matte chrome nail, and I'm going to take some of my Raven's Kiss and apply it to the nail. Now, you want to apply this relatively thin because you don't want like a super raised design. But even if you don't apply it very thick, it's still going to appear raised because of the chrome. I'm going to actually put this down, I think, for now. Might be easier. And so I'm just sort of drawing lines all around like the spots that I blocked chrome off onto the nail. And I'm trying to do it super, like, kind of thin. But the other thing is, I like to, like, sort of draw on the lines first. And then once I've done that, I like to round out kind of the areas that the chrome's blocked off. I'll show you that in a second. I'm not doing this super neatly right now, but I will fix it up as I go. Okay, so once I've done that, I like to kind of go around and round out the areas on the nail So it looks like each section is rounded out rather than pointy. And so I basically just go in and round out each section of the nail so that it's not like, I don't know, so it doesn't look like jagged edges. It's more of a rounded edge in each area. Okay. And then after I've done that, I went around the whole nail and thinly outline the nail. Now with the outlining, you have to be careful because you don't want to get it into the side wall of the nail. I mean, it's easy on a nail stick, but on your own nail, you need to be careful and make sure you don't touch the side of your skin or anything like that, because then that'll create an edge just like when you apply your gel polish. And then you can just go around and see if there's anywhere you want to fix up before you cure it under the lamp. If there's any area you don't really love how it turned out for whatever reason, chances are once you apply the chrome, it's gonna like completely change the look anyway, so wouldn't like stress too much about the lines looking perfect in Raven's Kiss, because basically the chrome is going to completely transform this look anyway. Okay, so some of these lines are a little bit thicker than how I did them like on my own nail, but I always find it a little bit more challenging to do things on a nail stick than on my actual nail, because it's just, well, for one, so much bigger than my own nail surface. Now here you'll see I have already mixed up some of the Zenith chrome as well as the Starlight chrome. So I kind of made like a sort of a hybrid goldy silver color because I wanted it to just sort of not be too gold or too silver, just something in between. Okay, so the next step is just to get your applicator and you're going to apply chrome all over the nail. And you don't need to worry about it sticking to the previous chrome that you did because you already applied the matter effect, and the matter effect prevents it from sticking to anything except for the glossy polish that's left over. And so then you get this super cool effect, as you can see there. And then I always also make sure you really concentrate on getting the edge, like the tip, because that's where it'll wear off if you're not careful. And look at that. So then the last step, of course, as with all chrome, is to seal it. And so we'll take Clearly Frisky and quickly do a coat of that. And again, as I told you, it's going to appear embossed no matter how thin you paint on the design. That's just how it goes. And again, concentrating on making sure you get it over the tip so that it doesn't wear off on the tip. And look at that. Amazing. Okay, so we'll put that under the lamp to cure. And so that is it. That is the Gilded Chrome nail. I'm trying to make sure it's focusing here. And so, you know, it looks pretty similar to my nail, although you see how a nail stick is so much bigger than like my natural nail, but it looks really, really cool. Again, my green, I mixed a little bit, my Northern Lights, I mixed a little bit with Wavelength, so that's why you'll see that the green on the nail stick is a little bit more vibrant, but I mean, overall, the same effect. So I hope you enjoyed my video. That's how to make the Gilded Chrome Jewel Nails, and thank you so much for watching.